Good evening, everyone.
The
So,
ugly Adrian.
yeah, so we got a little bit of a weird startup tonight. Um, we're only going to be doing an hour show tonight, and Zach is filling in for Adrian until she gets in. And Nick, I had to kick off because he was in his bedroom.
You grounded Nick to his basement.
Yeah, because he was already freezing up from up in the. So I had to tell him, just don't even try. Go to the basement.
Well, you guys are done with me. I know that. I know you're. A lot of people are just damn disappointed, but the real Adrian's here.
They'll get over it.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Hi, Adrian.
Hello.
How are you?
Cook.
I love y'all.
Yeah, go
Bye.
Cook. Go cook.
Bye, Zach.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, he's going to be making some goulash.
Oh, is that what he's making? You knew before I did. 'Cause
That's
I don't
that's
know.
what he said.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I don't know. I don't know if you heard it, but I had to kick Nick off because he was in the bedroom, and I told him to go down into the basement.
yeah, we don't need no hiccups.
Yeah, he's been having some issues the last couple of weeks and doing stuff in his bedroom. Like, Nick, go down.
Yeah. Are the girls supposed to be here tonight?
No.
Okay.
No. I told Nicole, just whenever you start feeling better, let me know and we'll get you back on.
Yeah.
Because she did tell me that she was going to have to do more than one appointment for her dental work, and that ain't no fun. That is no fun. And Eileen, well, she hasn't said anything, but I imagine she's probably still working. She had a big thing going on last week.
Yeah.
Uh,
She's fine. She's fine.
So tonight, we don't really have anything planned, but I do want to run a question to everybody. Something that I've been kicking around my head for quite some time, and also talked to the rest of the team, Adrian, Nick, everybody else, Brad, and I think Kate might have been a part of that discussion. So, would there be a market for an e-shop for things networks? Just like T-shirts and maybe coffee mugs, stuff like that for all of things, and also even get a Supernatural Talk T-shirt, which is something I wouldn't mind having myself.
Me too.
Yeah. So I would like to know.
And I didn't get to steal your mug. So.
Huh?
I didn't get to steal your mug while you were here, almost, but didn't get to. So now I got to get one.
Yeah. So I would like to know from everybody. Would that be something you're all interested in if we have a shop of sorts for all of things, the network, Supernatural Talk, 13th Dimension, all of that stuff?
Brad, I'm going to whoop your damn ass. You have been absent. You come up here and act a fool.
What are we talking about?
Talking about e-shops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something that we talked about it a few months ago in our meeting, just with everything being so hectic that it is. I hadn't, really been able to even think about trying to set one up. But I'm asking the audience if they think there would be a market for that.
I don't see why not. And it doesn't cost much to keep it going.
Well, if you get the right side, it wouldn't cost anything to keep it going.
No, it wouldn't. Pickle.
No, Kate, the correct term is pickle nickel.
You know what? Tom Nally, Pickle Tom has already confirmed that.
And how long had I been calling you that?
He was calling it for a while, but I should have even asked Tom, saying, "Did you get that from Jeremy?" I should have asked him that last night. And of course, before you know it, Jeremy, as you can see, I still got my voice compared to last night.
I know that's the only reason why I even tune into that show, just to see if you're going to lose your voice or not.
Well, I still got it, fortunately.
It's getting used to it.
Pickled Nick Sticks. Oh God, Kate.
You would think not, with all that screaming that he does every time his golf ball goes somewhere that it's not supposed to.
Yeah. You want to check it out, Adrian. We go crazy on this game show.
Yeah, you sure do. And you guys get very high numbers.
Yeah, we do.
Good thing to go. I think I saw like a 90 difference last night between first and last.
Yeah. Well, and Kate can also add to that too, because she was playing last night as well.
I know.
She lost it a few times with some of the jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah. And Brad, yeah, that's a good point. Most sites don't make them until you order them. That's actually what I'm looking to do, because
Hey, Jan.
I'm not a fan. Hi, Jan. I'm not a fan of keeping an overhead. I've got enough of it as it is, and I want to get rid of it and then just push everything to an e-store. But I do realize I would have to have some kind of overhead if I'm going to be doing these conventions, which I've now narrowed it down to just one a year.
Yeah, it's time for me to get back out, guaranteed. I'm tired of cold weather and not getting to do things.
Oh, it's been pretty warm over here. Jeremy, have you guys gotten your cicadas yet?
No.
Oh, we've been getting them. They're all over the place now.
I haven't. I don't really pay attention to them. So
you wouldn't. No, if you had them, you couldn't help but pay attention to them. It sounds like a UFO in your yard.
Oh no, no.
96 over here, what Jan said.
Tuesday it got up to 88 here.
Yeah,
and
it was hot over here.
Yeah, and that was the worst, because Tuesday I emptied out my entire garage.
Really?
I took everything out of the garage and swept it out, and then took the leaf blower to blow everything out, all the little crevices and everything. And then I brought everything back in, but rearranged it so that I would have more room. Holy cow, that was a hard day.
83 over here. Brad, don't even start with Illinois. You know what? Actually, I got to say something real quick on that, because I thought about you guys, and especially Eileen. When we played one of those golfing games, and Kate knows this too, I was shocked to see something said Illinois on it. Like, who could have done this? Somebody knows.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows you're supposed to say it that way.
I'm betting it was Brad or Eileen who probably put this together.
Yeah.
No, Allison, that's just his gray coming through really strong.
It is.
Yeah.
Speaking of my hair, the decision is made. I'm cutting it all off in March.
Again?
Yes, it's time.
He used to do it all the time.
So
Every 3 years.
Allison, I've told him that before.
So does this mean you're going to have to do it live again like you did that last time when Clarissa cut it all off?
Oh, no. The plan would be probably
Hey, Tim.
could do that. Hey, Tim, about time you hopped onto one of our shows.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Tim, speaking of which, I need to get with you to talk about something for a 13th Dimension later on, summer, fall special episode.
Brad, I do not need to do that myself either. I do not need to cut my hair. I'm good.
You just did it not long ago.
Yeah, because I had to do it for Halloween.
Had to do it for Halloween is for one night. We don't don't make altering.
Oh God, no, that would be an absolute nightmare. Gorilla gluing me to a chair so you guys can shave my head. You got to shoot me first before that
Okay,
ever
so
happens.
if we gorilla glue you to the
Tranq-
chair,
A
some
tranquilizer gun.
some could accidentally end up in your bald head, and some roaches might end up there permanently.
And if we're really nice, we may not shave your eyebrows.
No, we'd have to do that because it would look really funny without it.
Just like a Police Academy movie. Just wanted to go back. Yeah, Sean was asking this. You guys get any of those monster tornadoes? No, we didn't, but we were close. We almost
Nothing
had one of them.
We were in the zone of a tornado, which we don't get many here. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But they said, "Oh, there's this terrible storm coming. This and that." Did not get a drop of rain.
These poor people in that town in Iowa. Sean's referring to Greenfield. That was the hardest hit. Wow.
So Michaela is waiting on her daughter to be born.
She's not waiting.
Supposed
She's
to be
laboring.
sometime in May. And Tim, I'm going to be honest. It'd be really, really cool if she waited until after midnight because tomorrow is Angelia's birthday.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
for her poor sake, no, hell no. She needs to get it out. She's hurting. In Wisconsin, yeah, I think Wisconsin got it pretty bad.
Brad, I am not. That is not going to happen. Oh, she's pushing now.
Okay.
All right.
Wow. That's
So less than an hour.
awesome, Tim.
Right.
Tim, send me pictures of the baby after she's born.
Brad's dad had an EF1 up by him in Wisconsin. Jeez.
Well, that's what Joe was saying or this morning. Last night or this morning, Joe had some
Tornadoes
yeah.
or severe weather.
No, he mentioned F1.
Yeah. That one in green.
Or whatever it is.
Let me hold that thought for a second. Look what Tim here just said, what her name's going to be.
Yep. Liliana Marie.
I was going to say, yeah, those EF1s, well, I don't know if you guys have heard in Greenfield, the one that was really hit hard, they said that was an EF3, but now it's been upgraded to an EF4. So it's bad, really bad.
Brad, I have not seen that giraffe in a while, so it's probably buried in one of her toy chests. It just happens to not be her flavor of the month right now.
What giraffe is this?
Brad did a 3D printing of it.
Oh, okay.
What? Brad printed a giraffe for her for Christmas. And she did carry it around for a while, but now what she likes is anything cloth, like towels or even like a little rug. She takes it and then she just rubs everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the reason that she does that and has been doing it for some time now is that her music therapist comes in and she has this Japanese music toy. I don't know what it is, but it's a leather strap and it's just got wood planks on it. And when you do this, it makes music.
Brad says he's
So-
printing a giant T-Rex skull now.
He's
Oh,
always
geez.
Wow.
So now she just does
Yeah.
this with everything, mostly rags and towels, anything that will bend, rubber mats.
Connor Biddle wants his house. Jeez.
Oh,
Who?
In Michigan.
Who is that? I should know the name.
That's
He's put out some books. He just recently released his first fiction novel.
yeah.
I feel like I know the name. Yeah, he's a friend on Facebook. That's why I know the name.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a little more well known than most people are. I want to say that he's been on some shows, but I'm not 100% positive.
I don't think we've ever had him on, not only on this show, but
No,
the
TV
other
shows.
shows I do.
TV shows.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. No, everybody's been on podcasts.
Yeah, for the most part. That was a pretty big size up there. Not sure what Sean means by that.
What?
I
I think that's a pretty big size up there.
don't know if he's talking about the tornado or what.
That's what I'm guessing.
You know what? This one I've been mentioning, Greenfield. I don't know if you guys have heard of this too. I mean, this tornado has already been responsible for 5 deaths. And shockingly, oh yeah, Sean's saying the size of the tornado. Shockingly, one of those deaths was a storm chaser.
Oh, that's not shocking at all, because they
Well-
just pushed that little further to get that best shot. So they
Well, no, it's. I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. It's just that this is the first one in over 10 years that a storm chaser has been killed.
That we know of.
Yeah. Well, there have been other storm chasers who have died, but not from the actual tornado itself. Either it's like they're going down at high speeds, not watch car accidents, that kind of thing.
And sadly, there are some people who fancy themselves as storm chasers, but don't really know what they're doing.
No, they're not as experienced.
Yeah. And that's just a whole new world of danger right there, just for them.
Yes, it is. It was a huge tornado, though. I mean, it was at least a good quarter-mile, half-mile wide tornado, and it actually did have that appearance of like a dust storm. So you couldn't really see it too well until it was upon you. And to make matters worse, this was also a multiple vortex tornado. So you see the video, you see these several smaller funnels rotating around the main funnel, and those are quite destructive. That actually is even worse because they add another 100-mile-per-hour winds to the main funnel.
There's that one picture that you showed us that looked like it was legs of somebody walking. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that I noticed. Philip Gibson was originally showing that image of the tornado that went through Greenfield.
Yeah.
And I noticed something really strange for that multiple vortex structure. It looked like it had legs, and it reminded me of another tornado. The second one, which if you guys haven't read, that was of the Gerald, Texas tornado of May of 1997. That was one of the worst tornadoes to ever hit the state of Texas. 27 people were killed by this one. And at one point, for much of its life, it was filmed, it was photographed by different storm chasers and photographers. And that tornado became well known for a very famous photo, like you just said, where during its multiple vortex structure, the photographer happened to shoot at the right time, and he captured what looked like legs, basically. That became known as the dead man walking picture. So anytime you see tornadoes, especially with the multiple vortex structure that gives the appearance, looks like it's legs, they call it the dead man walking. Reed Timmer.
It's pretty awesome when you think about it. Just from a picture standpoint, pretty cool.
It really is. But at the same time, it's terrifying too. And of course, sad to know because in the case of Gerald, that one took a lot of lives. And even though the death toll for Greenfield was not as high, it was still a sign that this was definitely a very violent and deadly tornado.
Yeah. Today was something of a special day. 4 years ago on this day, I released a music video, which Adrian took part in.
Yeah, we won't brag about that.
I wish I could have been part of it then.
I didn't know you at that time.
Yeah, I know. It was a year before I showed up.
So it was right during the very beginnings of the COVID pandemic. And at that time, nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew what was happening or even what it really was. So an idea was presented to me because Jimmy Fallon had done a video where he and his house band did like a Brady Bunch thing where you got the 9 different screens and they all performed their own little thing from their own homes and did something like that. And somebody said to me that we should do something like that. I don't have the capability of doing that, but I do have the capability of making something else. And so I started making these posts saying, hey, here's what I'm looking to do. I would like to see if anybody would be interested in doing it. And I had a whole bunch of people signing up. And okay, well, here's what I'm looking for. I want you to sing this one line. No music, no nothing in the background. If you need music, put on headphones, which if you've seen the video, a couple people did. Then I get all of that in, and I had the instrumental track, started putting everything together and put it out there. And holy shit, the reception that I got from that.
Nick, I really appreciate that. Tom.
I was going to say, wait, what? Appreciate what?
That was take 5 while I'm sitting outside waiting to go into work.
Wow.
I sing all day long. But to put it out there,
I didn't realize you did that many takes for that one line.
Oh yeah. Alexa, shut up.
Oh shoot. Don't forget Brad's here.
That's okay. That's quite all right.
Brad's been here from the beginning.
Yeah.
She obviously does not listen very well to start with. We tried to change the time. I don't know how many times. Zach's tried to change it to AM, and this is what we still get. She's possessed. Alexa, are you possessed?
No.
Okay, just checking.
He's the story of a lovely lady.
I will say this. Several of them were very, very nervous about doing this because they didn't know how it was going to turn out. And to be honest, I didn't know how it was going to turn out because I had never done something like this. I just had this idea in my head. Okay, let's try it. It turned out really well. And I think that for me personally has opened up quite a few doors for me.
Yeah. Oh, you're singing?
No, just making that video.
Oh, I was going to say that I enjoyed listening to you sing.
So I could also throw in something too, because even though at that time I had met you, Jeremy, it's kind of interesting because at the time that you guys were working on that video, that was also right around the same time that I was working on my own video, the Para-Unity COVID awareness video. But at that time, it was still in its early stages of development. So, because mine didn't get released until a year later, but of course, the other difference too, it wasn't involving singing. It was just adding a lot of credits to different paranormal groups and investigators worldwide, that is.
I know I had never seen credits that long before. and it was even going pretty fast too, if I remember right.
It was, and I actually had to make some adjustments to kind of slow it down. And there were actually names I forgot to add too, so there was even more that I had to add. But just like with your video, this definitely had a lot of people involved with this. I was really surprised by how many wanted to sign up and be part of that video.
I just tried to make mine as simple as possible. But the work of it wasn't quite so simple, but when it came out, it was simple. At least I thought it was.
That's like what it is for a lot of these projects. They look simple, but the actual work part is very stressful.
Yeah, the worst part of it is getting people to turn in their video.
Yeah.
At a certain time. But it all worked out. I put it out there, and the seeing the reception that it got actually brought tears to my eyes.
Well, I remember Jill said she got emotional when she saw it for the first time, because I remember actually one time where we showed all those videos. I think it was on an episode of 13th Dimension when I was helping you out with that. So Jill, I remember, got emotional over that one.
Yeah, I thought about maybe trying to do another one, but I don't know.
It's been a while. It has been a few years.
It's been almost 3 years.
Yep.
So apparently we can make other people's Alexa go off.
Yeah.
But I told it to shut up. I don't know why it's going, because I asked it if it's possessed.
Alexa,
I know.
play Putting on the Ritz.
Recorded, remastered.
Is it really playing that song?
Yes, it is.
Alexa, volume 4.
Look
Alexa, volume 6.
what Brad just said, Adrian.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop.
Alexa is only listening to me now.
Tom, did yours play too?
Hey, I was trying to come up with a cool song, and to me, that's one of the coolest songs ever made.
I was thinking, funny enough, when you
Well,
go on.
I was initially going to say It's Raining Men.
I was thinking actually of that time when that song was actually mentioned on that episode of Family Guy. that was a good episode.
I went with Putting on the Ritz because vocally, it's a very hard song to sing.
Oh, I'm sure. How about some Metallica? Yeah, now Sean knows that's my kind of music.
Zach listens to some shit that you can't even understand the words. It's all screaming crap, and he says it's relaxing. I'm like, the fuck it is.
Sean, if you
like you don't play some weird shit too.
Sean,
mine is funny.
Sean, if I could just say one thing about, if you like Metallica so much as I do, you ought to go check out a live video that I did in which I performed a song of Metallica, Enter Sandman, at the Michigan Paracon. And man, do I go out with my vocals, and man, that was seriously a dream come true. Not only to sing that on, it was like I always say before, it was just simple karaoke, but it literally turned into a concert when I performed. And I had I had a huge crowd in front of me, like 20 or 30 people in front, and they were screaming when I was singing it.
No, he wasn't, Brad.
What are you talking about? I was born 93. That was during the height of Metallica, late 80s, early 90s.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was.
No, that was when they started changing into a more contemporary hard rock instead of the metal that they were doing.
Oh, jeez. I got to start doing my studies more on Metallica more.
So when you were born, I don't want to
There we
say
go.
that
Thank you,
Metallica
Sean.
was in a decline because they never really declined, but it was post prime area, I would say.
Okay. Hey, Fred, Metallica does not suck. They're awesome.
Speaking of
Sure.
Metallica, Nick, did you ever watch that video that they did with Jimmy Fallon and the school instruments?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know that happened. How long
I
ago?
gave you the link.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's right. No, I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
You need to check that out.
How long ago did you send that to me?
It's just Metallica, Jimmy Fallon school instruments.
All
They,
right.
they do that. They do that on Inner Sandman, and
Yeah.
holy shit, that is when you know a song was well written when it sounds good with school stuff.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It
No,
is.
I haven't seen that video, but I have seen a really cool performance of Metallica performing Enter Sandman, and I don't know what it was that made it so awesome. They performed it in Norway, and I thought to myself, what could be better than having one of the greatest metal bands in the world performing what's considered the heavy metal capital of the world, Norway?
Well, what I really liked with Metallica, what they did, and this was actually in, oh man, when was this? In the early 2000s, I think, is they did. I don't know if they did a whole album of it, but I know they did one song where they did their music and they added an orchestra to it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, the song is called No Leaf Clover, and I thought it was done really, really well.
Haven't heard of that one, surprisingly.
Yeah,
And Tom,
it's good.
Tom, what are you talking about? I did not sing Metallica all the way to Ohio.
I feel bad for you, Tom.
What, do you feel bad that I didn't sing it, or I should have sang it?
No, he said that you were singing it all the way to Ohio.
No, I did not. I did listen to it, though. I listened to it through my earbud.
Now, my guess is that you'd have been sleeping halfway through it.
Well, I did fall asleep, but this time, I came up with a new idea. I set up a timer for like 15 minutes, and then I woke up afterwards. Okay, Brad, I have never sang that song, but I know what Bop is by Hanson. I've never sang
That's
it.
a catchy song.
It is.
Even if you can't understand the lyrics, it's a catchy song.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a good song. Tom, no, I didn't. No, I did not. I don't know where you're coming up with that. Maybe when he was sleeping and dreaming about it. But I definitely did not sing it while we were on our way to Ohio. Wait, I wasn't around for Hanson Bros just yet. Okay, now I know for sure Hanson was quite a big band in the 90s, and I definitely was around for that. Maybe a few years off, but I was there. What?
They did not last long at all. Mbop was their biggest hit, and it was their first one. The other songs that followed after it, they were good, but they just did not capture the people's attention the way that the first song did.
Well, recently, a year or so ago, with Hanson along with several other bands, they actually got together for a special. I think it was on NBC, and I'm in addition to like a lot of metal bands. Obviously, as you guys know, I like a lot of oldies music too. They actually performed. They were only there for one song though. Hanson, along with each of these bands, were performing a cover song from the Beach Boys because it was like their 60th anniversary or something like that. The actual band was there. They were like in their own audience suite, but this time, instead of having the Beach Boys perform their own songs, they were allowing other bands to perform their songs instead. So Hanson was one of them that performed. I don't remember what song it was, but They were just recently on TV a year ago.
See, the look that Hanson had when they first came out, I think would have worked well doing any of the Beach Boys songs. I think.
Yeah. Chris, I know who the Nelsons are, but I've never jammed to them. Covers, yes. Sean, I don't know what's going on with Sean. He's reading my mind tonight. That cover of Sound of Silence by Disturbed is awesome. Now, that one I have actually sang.
There's been a lot of good versions of Sound of Silence on YouTube. There's a couple of them where the singers have got that deep bass voice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. See, I'm normally not a big fan of, when people cover them, but Sound of Silence is a rare exception. Of course, obviously, I like the original version by Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah. Puppy. Oh, it's Rose.
It's Rose.
So if Jimmy Fallon play as Beach Boys with Kevin Bacon, that ought to sounds interesting to check out.
Oh, your ears are wet. Go back there and let him chew on you some more. Go on.
Look up State of Maine.
Go.
Oh, State of Mind. I thought you said State of Maine. State of Mind. Okay.
Massage.
I
Massage.
don't know state of mind. I do know State of Grace, but that's a Taylor Swift song.
State of Mind.
I think one thing about damn Taylor Swift. I'm so sick of her already.
Every time I open up a new browser, I keep one of the things that I see every single time is she broke some new record with this album and all of that. And I am a huge Taylor Swift fan, but
I'm sorry.
Musically, I am not enthused with this new album like I am with some of her previous albums. Now her lyric work is top notch, but the music,
I'm not enthused with her because
not so much.
She's from Oklahoma.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I actually have seen Taylor Swift on stage, but that's not because I was there to see her. She was a surprise guest appearance because I went, again, over 10 years ago, I was actually going to a Rolling Stones concert. So I saw the Rolling Stones, and then at one point, Mick Jagger walks off the stage and says that there's some guest or something there. And who could it be long and behold, it was Taylor Swift. But the funny part was she was only there for like one or two songs that she sang with Mick Jagger. And then she just walked off the stage and we never saw her again.
No, that was the whole point because it was a Rolling Stone thing and she was just doing that little guest spot with them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And she's doing a tour overseas now. And she has decided that she needs Swarovski crystals, over 100 of them in every dressing room, along with what kind of fruit she wants, which that is not unusual for a star to say they want this and this snack in their dressing room. That's perfectly fine. And then she wants this certain thing from Starbucks that I'm not sure this country even has. And she wants this and she wants that. And you know what? She decided she screwed herself when she was first getting started, got too big for her own little britches.
I'm just not a fan of the more recent.
And said, she said, no, I don't play in Oklahoma. I'm not from Oklahoma.
When she crossed over from country and doing pop, the first two albums I thought were really good. And then, three albums because it went from 1988 to Reputation to Lover. And then since then, she's been doing this like a folk pop thing where it seems like most of those songs are sounding very much alike with one or two exceptions on each album. So this last one here, I wasn't too impressed with. Midnights, I wasn't real impressed with. I barely remember Folklore and Evermore, but everything before those, I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Joe was mentioning somebody else, before we started talking about Taylor Swift. Was who was it that she was talking about? Because we were talking when we were talking about Hanson. I'm trying to look for that comment right now, saying if I would remember.
Well, the last person she mentioned is Jimmy Fallon and Kevin Bacon.
No, it was not. No, it was before that. I'm looking for it right now. Oh yeah, here it is. I remember Jonas's. She's talking about Jonas Brothers. Okay, I will admit, I do remember the Jonas Brothers. They were quite popular for us back in high school, but I didn't really pay much attention to them.
I don't know any of their songs, but I am familiar with one of the brothers who created his own band, and he has a song called Cake by the Ocean or something like that.
It's probably Nick Jonas. He's usually the one that does a lot of things. He's been involved with that. He's been doing acting. He was actually in a horror comedy TV show for a while that I watched. He was on Scream Queen. So he's kind of been all over the place out of the three brothers. But yeah, I heard they're back together as Jonas Brothers again, the actual band.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that the band name seems like it's just a bunch of letters thrown together. And one song is Cake by the Ocean or Cake on the Ocean, something. It's like a reference to sex.
Really?
And I noticed that Allison Payne is commenting on the show, but Allison, you are commenting on the Universal page. Click on the Things Network link right below the video, and that'll take you to the actual page, and then your comments there will show up on our
I
stream.
was seeing them.
Jill.
Oh, Jill, yes, please. I want to see this.
And also, I was just thinking of something. I think my favorite thing, even though it's not really them, but it does have some Jonas Brothers appearance to it. It's when they, not surprisingly, Jonas Brothers have also appeared on South Park. And it's got to be one of my favorite episodes. Get the hell beaten out by Mickey Mouse. It's so damn funny.
To this day, I have never watched a South Park episode.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
I have neither on purpose.
So
Yeah,
That's like anime gone bad. I don't understand.
It's South Park, though. My wife likes the new Kids on the Block. Okay. Everyone seems to be getting back together. All the old bands. Hey, if you're still kicking and rocking, or can, they totally should. Life's too short not to.
You all saw
like
what's
Bon
his
Jovi
name?
just put out an album recently.
Yeah, they did.
What's his name?
Well, and this is not a band, but this actually goes back to when we were talking about our videos, like my COVID response video. First song that played was by Alice Cooper, and he still has it after all these years.
Hey, if you can do it.
See, now why don't we do a video about paranormal negativity from Shake It Off?
Huh?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I do.
Paranormal negativity from Shake It Off.
What the hell's he
Yeah,
talking
because
about?
this bullshit is getting crazy.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm seriously.
I get it.
Oh, I see this video that Joe was talking about.
Yeah, I got it. That's what I was laughing about. That's my song, man. Shake It Off, what Jill's saying.
The guy over on the far end almost looks like he could be Conan O'Brien, only he's about 3 feet short.
Yeah, he kind of does. Geez, what's with all these puke? What is with all these puke emojis that keep showing up?
Because he doesn't like Taylor Swift.
Well, Sean also doesn't like New Kids on the Block. You know, I don't think I've ever listened to any of their songs. Well, maybe I did, but just may have not realized it's from them. Jerry, can you play that video for Nick on here with Metallica?
Not on here, not for the copyright stuff. Nick is going to have to look for that video and create himself.
So you all saw Ozzy Osbourne is going to go ahead and do his last tour?
You know, we'd love to show these videos, but the problem is, again, is the copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the last video that I did put up. Well, actually, I haven't even checked. I did put the "We Are the World" up earlier today. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see if I got a hit.
And Brad, okay, it is true. New Kids on the Block were way before my time, but they were still around when I was born.
Okay, there was a copyright hit on that, but no impact, so nothing changed there. Just I'm going to switching over to the network page.
Jill had all their posters all over the damn place, all these different bands. Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, these kids back then did.
Yeah, Ozzy, Prince of Darkness. Sean, I gotta ask, because sounds like you're a fan of Ozzy Osbourne. I know it seemed like kind of a ridiculous show, but did you ever watch that short-lived paranormal series on Travel Channel called The Osbourne Wants to Believe? I've watched it and it seems kind of ridiculous, but I thought it was pretty fun. I know Jill's watched Osbourne's Want to Believe.
Never heard of it.
It was another paranormal series on the Travel Channel. Sadly, only ran for only 2 years. Oh no, only 2 seasons. And it was basically it was literally like a simple reaction video where Ozzy and what was her name? I keep forgetting his wife's name.
Ozzy, Sharon, Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, Jack introduces Ozzy and Sharon different videos, and they give their opinions on if these videos are real. And the one thing I always loved all the time was they had something called the Woogie Boogie scale, like to give them a rating of what they think of this video. And yes, Sean brought there's like a classic line that Ozzy will say when he sees like videos like involving like lights or something like that. He'll just yell out, "Ball lightning!" It's always ball lightning.
Okay, so earlier Allison was talking about a spirit in my hair. She actually just put the picture up in the Universal on that chat, which is not making it over here. I'll share it for you guys, but it's really just a glare from the screen.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That's your hair.
yeah, that's my hair. But she's looking at this part right here.
Your hair was shining like that. That's why I said you're gray.
Yeah.
It was the shine in your hair.
Well, plus my hair is also still lightly damp because I took a shower a few hours ago. So it's still just a little on the damp side.
You do have,
To the network.
people with you quite often, but
Well, to be fair, a lot of people do say I have spirits here in the house. And hey, if I got spirits here, I hope they're not as bored as I'm sure I'm making them.
Hey, Allison said it's actually a spirit, and there's spirits behind you on the rug. Also,
on the rug. What are they doing on the rug?
Rug. And I do agree with Jill, by the way, real quick. She said she too liked the Woogie Boogie scale on Osbourne's Want to Believe. We all need something just like it to vote too. That's not a bad idea, Jill. Have our own Woogie Boogie scale.
That's definitely an English term.
Oh boy, can you?
That's what it was called on. That's what it was called on Osborne's Want to Believe.
So-
They called it the Woogie Boogie scale.
Yeah.
Okay, so folks, let answer this. What kind of woogie is going to make you boogie? Okay.
You know, I have to agree with Sean.
One that scares the shit out of me in the shower.
Kind of looked like a face. I have to agree, Sean. Your hair, the way it looked, kind of looked like a face, Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's the white spot. Aliens! That was another famous line.
That's right. It's aliens.
I tell you what, I can pull up any picture
Yes or no scale.
and find.
No, Brad.
Well, it's Nick for Nick is Roger. Yeah, I can find
That's if there's
a
a
face
picture.
in any picture. I mean, that's. I think we can all do that if we blow it up. It's using our mind instead of looking at the actual picture.
Pickle Tom! My
Art.
partner in crime with
Art.
Golfit is here.
The yes or no scale on what?
Here, I'll do it normal. Hi, Tom.
He's
Demon
Pickle
Tom
Tom,
me
though.
with- Yeah, I agree. Yep, that's one. I always get laughed at.
I like that comment. A demon chasing me would woogie boogie me.
Yeah,
I do like that.
we had, which you guys, both of you guys know, that I have somebody who has promised to come haunt me when he's gone. Now, he's not the only one. But the other night we were hearing all kinds of stuff up in the bedroom. And here lately, I've been hearing somebody go, and I'm like, okay, something had to move. There's nothing moving. It's in that middle room. I'm like, okay, this happened like 4 or 5 times in one day. And it happened 2 or 3 days later. I'm like, okay, sound like something sliding on that hardwood floor. So I'm like, okay. And we were hearing something in the bedrooms that goes, this is one of your damn men that probably died and decided to come haunt you. Then I tell you, we're going to have a bedroom full of fucking men when they're all gone. I can't help where they go.
Okay, Allison is finding a whole bunch of pictures of.
Yeah, coming in under your door now, apparently.
Well, no, she's also grabbing snapshots from the We Are the World video when I do that introduction there at first.
In your
Yeah.
living room?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's in your living room.
Mountain High Disposal.
Are you kidding?
What the hell?
Damn,
That was,
No!
that was loud.
that came in loud and clear.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did.
Louder than the Alexa. Jeez.
Well, because we got her turned down a notch or two.
Spirit's also on your black shirt.
The hell? Are you crawling with spirits here? What the hell's wrong with you? Do an exorcism, whatever you got to do.
Spirit be gone.
Yeah, there you go.
Either that or enjoy the show.
Oh man, Jerry's a spirit gigolo.
I'd rather be a human gigolo.
Right?
Hey, what's up, Nikki? Paranormal Perth, that's Nikki.
Hello.
Jeremy, what are you doing with gnomes now?
Spirit in a home. Spirits with the spirits. I know
What are
you
you doing
don't.
with gnomes?
Where's Lucy? Oh, yeah, Lucy.
She's sitting on the couch in the living room.
I guarantee you she ain't doing shit.
No. She's just sitting there waiting patiently for the next destination.
Yeah.
And
Unless
that
something attaches to
will
her.
be
she ain't
for
doing shit.
another 4 weeks, where I am 4 weeks and 3 days now before I leave for Las Vegas.
Making some cash, huh? Going to the poker table.
Going what, Nick?
Playing on the poker table to win some blackjacks, some money.
I don't gamble. I like
Yeah, I
money.
know. I'm just messing with you.
You see, 1,
Oh, Allison, there's no
3, 4.
woods near his house.
That
Okay,
time of
I'm
year again. That's right,
5
Brad.
weeks and 1 day from leaving on the trip.
Yay.
Well,
We're gonna,
actually, maybe
I'm gonna
5.
have to find something real cool to do while you're here.
Yeah. Well,
What
every
does-
time I've been out there, you've taken me some really cool places. Like, I really like that Shields that you took me to. It's not that often that you see a Ferris wheel inside of a department store.
No, and I
Wow.
have never seen it before either. Karaoke, I love karaoke, Jill. I love karaoke.
Jill's asking, what does Jeremy's Woogie Boogie scale say about all this?
Well, the last time
I don't know. Do I have a Woogie Boogie?
we went to a cemetery and we got pictures of Jeremy looking in the tombs. Like they have windows. These tombs have windows. Let's see.
There were a lot of those headstones that had some unique looking symbols on them.
Yeah, they did. And then we went to the they got a I read that African American community
Yep.
they were going to shut it down, and now they got a grant to do something with it. Now, whether they're actually and this is actually the African American museum. I don't know whether they're actually going to do what they should do with it. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, last I knew, they were going to or had already torn everything down.
Last time we went by, it looked awful.
Well, I knew that one building was just a huff and a puff away from coming down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it still got the gate around it, that fencing on that one side, but I don't think they're going to restore it. I really don't.
There is that one cemetery that I wanted to check out that we didn't have time to last time. It was when we were going from Cheeseman Park to the Ouija board cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And there was supposed to be another cemetery, but we didn't have time to. A real small one, the one that was kind of like out in the boondocks, something like that.
I'll have to look at that, and I'll have to ask Zach because I was new to the area at that point, and he had it all lined up where he was going, had it all wrote down, didn't tell me.
Yeah, we didn't have the 13-step one, Brad. Yeah, I've been there. Batson Cemetery. I need to go sometime. I actually wrote a short story based on that cemetery too, Brad.
Oh boy.
You know, these locations that you guys are going to, you guys ought to be sending me them so I can make them into eventual Nick Files episodes.
Jeremy, Dad was talking about you today. He saw something about you, something about your novels. He follows you, and he said he's written how many books, and he's how old? I said, do you understand?
I've never written books, but I've made all these presentations.
Yeah, but he follows Jeremy and was talking about, he says, what is he doing? How does he have time for all this? And I said, he's only done this in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He's like, what have I done?
I'm home all the time.
So is he.
Well,
yeah, but we're not gonna give him that idea. We don't want that.
I don't know what to tell him. I just sit here and I write 2,000 words a day, and it adds up real quick. The book that I'm writing right now, that's called Randy Orton's Biggest Fan, it's already at 33,000 words.
And that's in 2 days.
Seems like it sometimes.
We'll talk about all this work and stuff. I finally, and I literally mean it when I say it, I finally finished that slide. Well, I was supposed to finish up last night, but as far as actually putting it together, I finally added the final additions to my slideshow that I made on the Super Opera. That is the biggest one that I've ever made so far. It's over 316 slides that I have.
Let's see. Steps.
Just sucks though because I wasn't able to do my show last night because of the damn internet connection.
Yeah, because you were in the bedroom instead of the basement.
This was a slideshow that was, unless I get a more powerful flash drive, they're going to be able to move this to the laptop.
How big is this file?
I told you it's 316 slides.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
huge.
matter how many slides it is. It's how big of a file is it?
Well, that I haven't looked at yet.
All you got to do is just look up, right-click it, properties, and see how many megabytes or gigabytes it is. If it's only like say 50 megabytes, you can easily move that from computer to computer.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
matter
guess
how many pictures there are.
well, there's videos too.
And Brad, no, I have not been at that cemetery.
Oh, check this out though. What he said: Kenna graduates 5th grade tomorrow.
Oh,
Boy, now she's going to be saying you're 150 years old.
good. He needs somebody to tell him shit like he does me.
Oh, she's ruthless with him.
Good.
Really? Wait. I
know
need to
where
know
he gets it.
what exactly you mean ruthless with them.
Oh boy. Well, first there's the age thing.
Yeah.
First he was old, and then he was 90 something years old, then 116 years old.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be 150 years old.
That's okay. I still have a little note my son wrote when he was in like 4th grade. And it said something about, Mom, I understand it's hard for you to get this, but this is called a computer. And I don't know, he went on and on. He's always been really smart. And he says, I understand when you were, he didn't use the word writing, but whatever he used, he said it was on parchment paper back when dinosaurs were alive.
Okay. Wow.
And I've still got that note, and I showed it to him probably a couple of years ago. And I said, do you see your flaw in this note? And he goes, yeah, there wasn't parchment paper when dinosaurs were alive.
Stone and chisel.
But it still stands. He said that too. He did say that too. This was a big, long thing. I don't know why I saved it. And then he made me a pin that said 29 permanently, which I was way beyond that at that point to begin with. But he's been my smart ass and the smart one.
Wow.
Brad, we'll have to go to Steph Cemetery sometime. It's not too far from Nashville.
Wait, Nashville, Tennessee?
No, Nashville, Indiana. It is a very popular location here in Indiana.
Northern or southern Indiana?
Southern. It's real close to Bloomington.
Okay. Jeez. She had a growth spurt too. It's very good. She's 5'2" now. Holy cow.
How tall is Kelly?
So Kenna to step. It affected her bad as we were leaving. She was getting sick. Brad, you ought to send me Step Cemetery. I mean, just hearing this place sounds interesting. I can make a Nick Files episode. 5'3" to 5'4".
Oh, wow. Yeah, but you're really tall, aren't you?
Brad is. I'm starting to wonder if maybe Kenna's going to end up getting taller than Kelly.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. If she's 5'2" right now, oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what it was with me when I was growing up. I tower at times kind of over both of my parents now.
Yeah, and she's only in the 5th grade.
Yeah, well, I was growing fast too when I was her age.
But boys and girls grow differently.
Watch
Yeah,
her. Watch her if she says she's hurting. Like,
Oh,
I had
about that.
I had a little boy that I was helping raise. He was growing so quickly the sheets would hurt him when they laid on him. It was stretching bones and muscle and skin so much. It was excruciating for him.
Probably why they called it growing pains.
I think so. people that grow like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Comments.
I forgot that Kelly's only her stepmother. I keep thinking
Yeah.
she's her actual mother.
But 5'4", she's going to hit that by next year.
She has been complaining about that, really, though.
That's good. That's really good, because watching him do that was unreal.
I know my mom wasn't too big of a fan when I got to be
James
taller
Dean.
than her,
I
and,
bet.
it kind of took Dad by surprise when I overshot him.
Size
Oh,
8
he's
shoe.
like a size 8 shoe.
It sounds like what I was when I was that little. I'm now size 10 shoe, and 5'8", 5'7.5", 5'8", depends on what scale it is.
Okay, I know we said we were only going to do an hour tonight. Do you need to go, Adrian?
Not until dinner's done, because as soon as it's done, we're out.
Okay, we'll wait until Zach serves you the silver platter.
If I could just show one quick thing, and this was what we were talking about earlier, like when you were mentioning about the photos, Jeremy, the tornado pictures. I got those pictures in case anybody wants to check them out. So
I definitely want to see that one, the dead man walking one. That's the cool one.
yeah, I got both of them. Let me start off with the one that happened in Greenfield yesterday. So here was the one that hit Iowa. This was the devastating one. You could see those has a similar leg structure to the right side of the tornado. And then the other one is the one that you thought was really cool, Jerry. This was the one that hit Gerald, Texas, back in 1997. This was the dead man walking one.
Is that the same picture?
Yeah, it's the same picture from Gerald,
Okay.
Texas.
So you can almost see a foot on that one.
Well, and if you actually see this too, there's also something else that some people fail to realize, and I didn't add this in the post when I wrote it yesterday. You could see there's also a third vortice off to the left, and it's often been described that if you kind of look at it, it actually has kind of like a scythe-like shape. Like people have actually said that's a Grim Reaper scythe, but nonetheless, it's been called the dead man walking ever since. And that's why I compared it to this photograph in the Greenfield tornado. So very, very similar look. Definitely, they're kind of both in the opposite direction.
That one
see what
almost looks more like an animal.
which one does?
This one that's up right now.
Oh, that one up. Okay. Yeah, Brad just read my mind. The Grim Reaper in a way. Yeah. Yeah, this was the last F5 tornado to have ever struck the state of Texas. So far, that is. And that was the Double Creek Estates subdivision.
Yeah, that one picture looks almost like an animal. I can almost see like a third leg on that one.
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
And in a way, it does. But
Those things are
nonetheless,
scary.
what's that?
Those things are scary.
Well, especially when you see these leg-like vortices in both these photographs.
Oh, just seeing one of them is bad enough.
Yeah. I mean, that goes to show, again, how incredibly distracting. This one right here, I forgot to mention, this one that hit Gerald, Texas. This was an F5 tornado. So this was at the top of the scale. And it also didn't act like normal tornadoes do, because unlike most twisters that will go like either east, northeast, this one actually went southwest. An unusual movement for most and to make matters worse, not only did he have the multiple vortices, this tornado was moving incredibly slow at only like 5 to 10 miles an hour, and people who were underneath it experienced F5 winds literally for 2 to 3 minutes instead of most times it only lasts for maybe 30 seconds to a minute, 2 to 3 minutes. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people were killed by the Gerald tornado.
While I'm thinking about it, before we do go off the air, if people haven't noticed the video that I put out the other day, I met with the doctor on Monday, and we are ready to move on to the next stage and start working on my nose.
Oh, right.
And don't have a date set yet, but it's going to be at least not until July.
Okay. That's right, Sean. You're absolutely right on that.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is that there's a little metal plate right here. He's going to take it out and then shave down the bone so that it's more smooth. It's kind of jagged in some areas. And then he's going to get some skin cartilage and put it into my nose to try to straighten everything out, especially the septum, and also do like a little filler in here so that it still has a little bit of a sunken look to it. Yeah, I think it's going to try to do all of that in one surgery.
That's good because you don't want that again.
Yeah. I've done so many surgeries it almost doesn't faze me anymore.
Yeah, no.
It just keeps me off work longer.
It doesn't phase you. It phases the rest of us that are waiting for a phone call.
I know. I know. But this one here is going to be an outpatient surgery, is what he told me. Which kind of
don't make it any better.
Yeah. Well, it kind of surprises me because he's doing it right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, think about people that have nose jobs done. They're outpatient.
I really don't know.
They are. They're outpatient. They chisel. They flip half their face back. They chisel it away, put it back, and send them home.
If only it was simple as that.
And you know, that's the thing. That's elective. They choose to do this.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Or they have to do it because I know sometimes some end up having to do it because they have breathing problems.
Right, and that's different. That's septum surgery. That's okay. I get that. I understand that. But oh my gosh, I got a bump in my nose. Fuck y'all. I will look like a witch with that little bump in my. I don't care. I am not going under that knife. I don't care. Nope.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll be getting a call soon. I was hoping to have had a call by the end of this week, but if I don't get one tomorrow, hopefully I'll get one next week. Then the lawsuit itself is actually finally going to start in October.
Good.
So
God.
Yeah, I've got a mediation in October and then some actual court in November.
Does your attorney act like he's really on your side? Does he really act like he's fighting for you?
Oh, he believes I'm gonna get a big settlement out of this thing.
And he's telling you not to settle during the mediation, right?
Well, the mediation is the lawsuit itself.
Okay.
Now, if you're talking about the workman's comp settlement, that's completely different.
Okay.
But we're doing the mediation in October, and then the pre-trial conference in November.
Okay. You still got a long ways to go.
On that end, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not out of the woods just yet.
Oh no, that's a good part.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the good part. So just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Yep, and you know that court nobody can predict. I mean, we've seen that here in the last 2 weeks, but you know, it's as long as it's not a monkey messing with a football court. You'll be okay. And nobody's in anybody's back pocket. It'll all be good.
No. My lawyer's been getting all kinds. He's been getting experts in different things. I forget which one it was. He said that he went to like a liability expert or
Okay.
something, and showed him everything. He's like, oh, this guy's going to win.
Good.
This
Yeah.
guy's-
Put Kelly back up there. Put Kelly's comment
Yeah,
back
good,
up there.
good to see you, Kelly.
Hey.
No, I wanted to see what was behind her. I thought it was something different. It looks like a balloon, one of those helium balloon type things, but I thought it was something else.
No, I think it is, because every now and then I often do speak to Kelly. So, but I haven't really actually looked at her. Well, I have been to her profile, but just not very frequently.
Well, that's good. We know you're not a stalker. That's great.
And speaking of which, not necessarily stalkers. Damn it, Adrian! But you had when I saw the Wicked sisters this weekend. God damn it!
Boobies.
Yeah, that's right. They hadn't forgotten about that.
Well, of course not. I talked to Stacy quite often.
Nobody has.
I talked to Stacy. Stacy's one of my girls.
Oh, now I see Joe's video of doing that shake.
Oh Lord.
They actually invited us, or well, we didn't know about it then. They were actually planning on inviting us, believe it or not, after the first day at Parasite Con to go to Outback Steakhouse with them for dinner. But we had a few local friends of Tom's that was also visiting too, so we actually had to go to a different place because for different reasons.
Do we want to see how often Zach cleans his office?
What? What the hell? I don't get it.
Do you see what it says?
Yeah, Merry Christmas on it.
Okay. It was right here.
Okay.
We're going to have a talk.
Something Zach was going to do and he forgot it, or what?
No, that's been there since then.
Oh.
So we need to do some spring cleaning. That's what we need to do.
I already did my spring cleaning.
I did too, on one floor.
I
That's as
cleaned
far
my entire room and office as well as the desk down here too.
Yeah.
floor,
One
not
floor
a room.
2 more to go.
2 more to go.
Yeah.
What?
What, Nick?
Yeah.
2 more to go. What?
She's got 1 floor down and 2 more to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you had one room. I don't want to hear that shit. One room.
Well, no, I still actually had to do 2 different floors because I had to do my office and then I had to go down here and clean up the basement desk next.
Yeah, and I just did a whole freaking garage 2 days ago.
So when we talk about spring cleaning, we're talking you open those windows, you clean the sills, the dust out of
Yep.
the sills,
I did that too.
inside and out, beautiful shining. Okay, corners, everything.
Oh,
Make it look
trust
new.
me. When I clean even just my room, I literally go from corner to corner, and I also even clean up. I'll actually pull my bed and clean underneath it, and the closet too. I even clean the door. I even spray the door with cleaner stuff. I spray everything.
I do that weekly.
Just be glad you didn't find what I found in the garage.
Well,
What the
garage.
hell are you talking about?
I found snake skin in my garage.
Snake skin?
So where is the culprit?
Hadn't found that one yet.
It's close.
Well, it had been years since I cleaned out the garage.
Mm-hmm. And they bring their families back where they came from.
Yeah, well, I did see one baby snake yesterday.
It's time to do something about it, because if there's
Well-
one, there's more than one.
I tried to get it before it slithered underneath the drywall.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, I do
What
have
kind is it?
drywall. Huh?
What kind?
I don't know the different kinds of snakes.
You
It's
need
just-
to know what kind it is. Is it poisonous or no?
it was about that long.
So you cut its head off and find out. Does
That's
it
what,
have?
that's what I tried to do, but it got away before I could do it.
Does it
Oh,
have
it's,
a diamond face, or does it have a rounded, squarish
It
nose?
seemed like everything was straight.
it's only a baby
Well,
snake.
you're probably
though, you have
okay.
to remember.
Yeah.
It's just
Well-
a nope rope, but most of them are okay.
I wouldn't.
It wasn't a rattler, I know that much.
You
Well,
know,
I
but
know one thing. You don't need to cut the head off. For God's sake, it's just a baby snake. It had its whole life ahead of it.
it's a fucking snake.
It's a snake, Nick.
Yeah, I know. It's a
They
snake.
things come up the toilet and bite your ass. Well, I'm saying that.
Probably a gardener snake, Sean's saying. And those are
Yeah.
harmless.
But here's the thing. There was a little boy. I will never forget this. Kentucky, Indiana, all of those are known for this. But this was in Oklahoma. There was a young boy, probably 7, 8 years old. And you know how back then, you go out and you get worms to go fishing if you have a
Yeah.
fishing hole in your backyard. So he was picking up worms, going fishing, putting them in his pocket. He was found dead at the river. What he was picking up, most of them weren't worms. They
They
were
were snakes.
rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes. Oh, God.
They don't have a rattle when they're tiny, but the venom, they can't control it.
Yep.
One bite, gone. He was gone before he could have even ran home. He was gone. But I always remember that now. So when I'm picking up worms, which there's thousands in our garden, huge, I'm picking them up and I'm looking for that segmented area in their body. Because if you don't see that, you don't pick them up.
Wow.
I don't have to worry about snakes here. We have bats.
Yeah,
and
we
these
get bats here, too.
Bats. Now, last year it was one bat. It was okay. It was an accident. I don't know how it got in. So the dogs got a hold of it before I could do anything about it. I took it outside hoping it'd live. It didn't. Well,
The hell is that?
sex phone. So this time, this was last week. There's a bat. I'm hearing this awful noise, and I look, and Ghost is under the table with his nose against the wall. I'm like, what's he seeing? Because this couldn't even be a spirit he's seeing, because this is crazy. I thought mouse. Pretty soon I forget it. I moved everything out from under the table. I forget it. And I hear this god awful noise. I go in there and it's going, ring, ring. The hell? There's this bat flying about 8 inches up off the ground and coming back. I'm like, oh, hell no. I go to get like cloth napkins is all I had right there at the table trying to get it.
Wow.
Every time I put it over it, it'd slither out from behind it, like backwards. Finally, it took me a grocery bag and that couple of napkins and threw it outside, and it come back at me. Like, okay, I am done. It lives or dies. I don't care. This thing was huge, like huge bat. So that's what my summer's going to look like. We're going to have bats in the basement.
Are the dogs still barking at everybody before they let anybody in the house?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We had the cable people here replacing the wire, which told us there was gray paint on the wire, and which means that's when the house was painted, probably 15 years ago.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, well, this wire might be kind of outdated. You didn't bother looking at this when we paid you $250 each month to put the shit in? But
But Joe's a vampire, so
I have no problem. No problem with bats. I have no problem with any animal. But when it starts coming back at me, we have a little problem. I don't buy into this old woo-bon bat shit, whatever. This is how COVID got here, whatever the hell. I don't care. I don't care how it got here. This bat had nothing to do with it. This bat was innocent, and it eats my mosquitoes outside. Let it live.
Yeah.
But it needs
Did you
to
find it like in the movie The Great Outdoors?
Yeah, it needs to stay out of my kitchen. That's all I ask. Stay out of my kitchen.
I actually kind of like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, I love all animals, and Zach will find somebody like on Facebook that says, "Oh, I got this kitten, and nobody, it needs nursed back to health, whatever." He's like, "My wife will do it."
If I could just say one thing, by the way, I mean, this goes back to what Jeremy was saying about finding snakeskin or something. At least it was not cockroaches. I'd rather take snakeskin than cockroaches.
Really? Snake skin, maybe, but where's that snake? And what is it? That cockroach ain't gonna kill you.
They eventually will. They do carry very bad diseases.
Okay.
I mean, you know what they say. You don't know where they've been.
Yes, I do. They'll be the last things on this earth.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what? They're not about to come kill you. They're not going to eat you unless you're dead.
Yeah.
They're not going to sting you. They're not going to bite you.
A pig can eat you too.
Yeah.
Well, so the legend
Take
goes.
roots out of that skin. That's why I'm making sure that I'm going to be asked to be cremated when my time is up. I don't want to have my corpse eaten by roaches.
I think that the snake skin was in two pieces, and if I would have put them together, they may have come to about that long.
That's probably a garter snake.
Yeah.
But, oh no, these snakes, those things ain't a joke when you have poisonous ones.
No, I'm talking more about like gardener snakes because my mom, when she was a kid, they used to collect gardener snakes as pets.
Sure. We all did.
Cockroaches you never can keep as pets.
No, people eat them.
Oh God, don't remind me. Need to put one of those in one of those pods.
Yeah, there are some cultures that do eat stuff like that.
Need to start a haunted forest. Oh my gosh.
I was looking, I have this, and if anybody looks it up, don't judge me. I have a dojo loach.
A
They
what?
also call it a dojo loach.
Dojo loach.
They also call it a weather loach. Okay.
What is that?
Well, it was a tiny little creature about 3 inches long. And it looked like a little eel. The son of a bitch has grown to 7 inches long and sheds its skin every day in my tank. And it looks like slime. It is disgusting. But they say that this is, countries either call it an invasive species and ask for them all to be killed, or they just let them live wherever. They'll live in your pond. It doesn't matter. But they are weather predictors. They used to keep them in bowls way back when. And when they would stand up or start jumping out, or it like stand straight up, you knew weather was about to change. A storm was coming. Well, this little sucker of mine, I have decided something's going to happen. I don't care if I put it in the pond or it goes in the big 55-gallon downstairs. I don't know what's going to happen, but it ain't staying in the bedroom no more.
Who loves anacondas? I think anacondas are pretty cool.
For those that are watching the show, please heart the video.
Yeah, somebody did.
Help us out with the algorithms and heart all the other videos that as they air too.
Somebody hearted it.
I did.
The way the water looked, yeah. Or I don't know if that's that way in your area. I can't imagine it'd be any different. But in Oklahoma, right before a storm, it would be pink sunset.
Joe, seriously, your brother has a pet cockroach, feeds it beer in the bottle caps. What?
They'll eat anything, and that's. I don't see why they wouldn't eat that. It's
Can you imagine a drunken cockroach? Actually, that kind of brings something up. Every year, early summer, my dad and I both have this problem. Every now and we get these ants with wings.
Yeah.
And every time we see them, they always look like they're in some sort of a daze.
Yep.
How big are they?
Tiny.
You know what those are, right?
All I know
yeah.
is they're ants with wings.
They're not ants at all.
What the hell?
Termites. That's termites.
Termites.
They're
Yeah.
termites. We had that problem too. They are termites. Look
Yep.
up termites and see if that's the exact same thing you saw.
Brad says his daughter wants an axolot.
Axolotl. I don't remember what those look like, Brad.
They're like cats. They're what is it? No, I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking of ocelots. No, excuse me. That's a different thing. Axolot. That's an amphibian.
Okay.
No, it is
Type of
not.
lizard.
It's not a flying termite. It's a flying ant.
It's a salamander. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
an
Gotcha.
axolotl is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, it's not termites.
Okay.
These are flying ants, and they always look like they're in a daze or something.
Are they about a 1/4 inch long?
Well, they could be. I don't know.
Oh, I love that.
They're tiny.
If those are the same thing, 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, in Kentucky, I used to get them, so I imagine it's the same thing. The funniest story ever, but it's really not. Of course, it's summer. You're walking around in a tank top. Those things would fly in your shirt,
Oh God.
get stuck in your bra, and sting every step of the way. They
Well,
don't
imagine
hurt,
what's going.
But it itches.
Imagine now with what's going on right now over here, with the cicadas flying around.
They're
That's
harmless. Do not hurt
Yeah,
them.
they are, but they're big though.
Do not hurt them. Do not hurt those things. They have a place in this evolutionary scale, this food scale. The birds come and eat them once they die. They come and get them. All
Also-
they do is they like 17 years before or however many, their
It's
parents
low.
they dug little holes, put eggs in. Now they're hatching. All their only mission is to come out, breed, and die,
That's
and put those
exactly
eggs
it.
back in the ground.
Yep. They're not here yet in Oklahoma, Sean says. Yeah, it looks like, it started at first like it, because we already talked about this before. It started in the South.
Oh yeah,
Like in Mississippi, Alabama, then it started working its way up, and now it seems like it's partially moving west. Although, if it was Oklahoma, if Oklahoma's getting any of it, it might only just be eastern Oklahoma that's getting them, because they didn't really say very much was going to, because they said here in Illinois and partially eastern Iowa, this was the furthest out west these cicadas were going to be coming out.
yeah. Cicadas. I think a lot of people confuse cicadas with actual like the ones
Locusts.
we get every year. The locusts, yeah, the little
Yeah.
green ones. These are
Yeah.
wicked looking, red-eyed, crazy looking things. But in Oklahoma, when I lived there, I never once seen one of those. It was in Kentucky that I saw them one year.
No, here's what Tom said, speaking of Kentucky. That's why most women don't wear bras in Kentucky.
No, Tom, I like mine to stay where they're at. And if they need help to stay where they're at, I'm going to wear one. Because the step of looking down is not going to happen. The more you don't wear one, the more that's going to happen.
Oh, the
You know-
different conversations we have on this show. It's wonderful.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out too. Those cicadas you were saying, There was actually a picture that showed up online yesterday where a 4-year-old here in Chicago had picked up one of those cicadas, but it had a rare look to it compared to many of the others. You mentioned about the red eyes, right? This
Yeah.
one looked like the other ones, but for some strange reason, its eyes were not red. They were blue this time. Blue-eyed
That
cicada.
is very strange.
Yeah.
Was it maybe an albino type looking thing?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like fully blue. It was like its eyes were kind of like a bluish white kind of color. But the rest of its body was pretty much the same compared to all the other millions of cicadas. It just had these blue eyes instead of red eyes.
I mean, I know Terry has been dealing with these for the last few weeks.
Yeah, because they started first.
Yep. And when I talk to her now, I'm not hearing that god awful UFO above
All
her.
that noise, yeah.
Our last show was pretty bad with that. Yeah, I can't.
Down in the south, she's got to deal with a lot more than we do up here.
Yeah. Well, she also lives close to a wooded area. So you live in the
sure,
wooded
sure.
areas, you're bound to have a lot more of them over there.
I've got woods right over there.
Yeah, that's probably going to be used soon, Jeremy. It's good. That means it's going to be loud.
Well, half of my property is nothing but trees.
She lives in the bayou, which
Yeah.
I usually that's associated with like New Orleans or whatever, but this is the bayou, and I'm actually sending you this picture. I love this picture.
I'm actually surprised the bayou even extends to Alabama. I thought it was just Louisiana and Mississippi.
It does to a point, not to that extent.
What the hell is that?
That is
Holy cow. That's you know what it is? That's a cicada molting out of its larval stage.
Yep, that's a real cicada.
That's what when it molts.
Big.
Yeah, they're big.
Brad,
And the thing is
cicadas
too
do
is that
not
when
bite.
they don't
What's wrong with
no,
you?
they don't bite. They are annoying, but they don't
Don't
bite.
these don't bite human?
No, they don't
cannot-
bite.
As a matter of fact, the reason they die, if you look it up, the reason they die is they cannot eat. They have nothing to eat with. All they can do is suck up a tiny bit of water.
Proboscis.
They can't eat.
Well, and actually, I was about to say they don't bite, but the only time where they might actually, I guess, bite, for lack of a better term, is say, for example, if you have one crawling on your arm or your leg for a while, eventually they're going to mistake your limb as a tree trunk, and that's when they put their proboscis in. And even though they might come to the realization that this is not a tree to suck up the tree sap, it's often proboscis, even if they realize it's a mistake, it's often very painful when the proboscis enters exposed skin.
Look up cicada. They don't have that.
Well, no, that's what cicadas have. They have a proboscis.
They cannot enter skin. All they can do is suck up water.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If it's on like an arm, or if they're on an arm or a leg, they could still insert their proboscis into your skin, but they might realize what's that?
It's their legs. It's their legs that grip onto you.
No, I'm talking about the proboscis. Yeah, not their legs.
You couldn't feel that because they can't put it into anything.
Yeah. And the reason why, too, that, again, why it's so, as you saw in the picture, Jeremy, the reason why they have that bright yellow whitish skin is because, like I said, it just molted out of its larval form. So after a few days,
Damn vampire.
it does. But then after, it's because everything is so fresh in its body. After a few days, they get that dark black bluish color. Then eventually, it's like the color settles in, but that's only because it just, like I said, only because it just molted. All types of cicadas go through that. The cicada tries to penetrate your skin. You may feel a mild prickly sensation that resembles a bite. Generally, the sensation is short-lived and it's unlikely to cause irritation like mosquito bites.
Yeah, could a cicada bite you? Short answer, no. While cicadas have piercing mouth parts, they are specialized for feeding on trees. According to SLU associate professor, cicadas use their mouth parts to suck on fluids from trees. It cannot pierce.
That's
we're only here every 17 years, right?
Well, for here it's both 13 and 17-year ones that have came out.
Yeah. For the first time in how many years?
220 years.
Together? Yeah.
Last time happened in 1803, and I probably said this before, but they're already predicting when they're going to show up again when this will happen in 2245. I said 65.
Well, we'll see it in ghost form, won't we?
No, well, I said 2260. Hey, Ed. Yeah, I said 2265 originally. Turned out it was actually 2245 that's supposed to happen again.
You know what, Nick? At that point, I don't think it really matters for any of us.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be long gone.
We might do it in ghost form or our next life.
Yeah, well.
Great. Wait, they're great for fishing.
Yes.
They are?
Yeah. Which reminds me, I got to get my damn fishing license very soon.
I still can't shake off the fact that it was only recently I just discovered. So I can't shake off the fact that you got to have a license for fishing.
Nick, hello. Welcome to reality.
No, it was only I learned a few years ago.
You have a license for almost everything now.
Past the age of 16, you must have a license to fish.
I was like,
and you can buy 1 or 2 fishing poles in most states.
Yeah, it was only I fished before, but that was like before I turned 16. So like I think about it now, I'm like, what? You gotta have a license for fishing? Seriously? I know. It was just a few years ago I found out about it.
Point where you're going to have a license just to live.
Do you know how much it is in your state, Nick, to fish, to get a fishing license?
I really didn't.
I would love to hear how much that is, because here it is getting outrageous.
I love what Ed just said. The license for sex.
You know what? Ed is on to something here.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Okay. So if you have to have a license for that, does that mean only with your partner? Or if you have a license, you can do it anywhere you want to and everything. Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, not just that, but also with the understanding of there are some people that really should not be having any kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's sterilization. That's their problem. Sex is a whole nother thing. You don't have to have kids to do that.
Well,
I can promise you. It might have been just very little under that, but I can promise you, I have not only had sex 3 times in my life. That's how many kids I have. So, do we need a license to do it every time? Do we need a license yearly? Do we need it only with our spouse? Or do we have to have a license to just do whatever the hell we want? Now, you know what, Ed? I can buy into that.
In a way, they almost kind of do that in China.
Yeah.
I can buy into that because some of these, okay, I'm not going to go labeling. Some of these people should not be having them.
Right.
That just, period, they should not. And using them as paychecks.
Who has the most expensive fishing license?
Who is that?
Why am I going to guess he's going to say Wisconsin? Because here, like Brad here says here, under 18 here in Indiana, you don't need a fishing license.
Okay, it's under 16 here.
Well, each state is probably different with their...
Yeah, I think over here it's 16.
Okay, what is it?
And for some states, it's the same way with drinking. You have to be 21 in most places, 18 in other places.
I don't agree with that. If you can give your damn life in the military at 18 years old, you can damn well drink at 18 years old.
Well, it used to be that way.
Yes, it did. And that's why I'm stuck in my old ways.
And
Well,
people have
it's actually.
an argument about with voting too.
Well, you know what, Jeremy? I don't know if you remember. Well, you'll probably see this when you go through Nevada, because I'm sure you're probably going to be going through Nebraska again. Is that see? It's funny. There's only 3 states on the entire country that do this. Like when it comes to like age, like let's say even age of adulthood, for example, in Nebraska and Alabama, it's 19 instead of 18. And then, if I'm correct too, Eileen actually would probably know this because would be in her state in Mississippi. It's 21 and over for age of adulthood there.
Well, okay. Somebody just brought up a good point. 18 on a military base. Okay. I understand that part too. Fishing license in Indiana for residents, $23. Are you kidding me?
$56. He said Joe was answering that question of who's got the most. California and Tennessee.
It's 48 here. And then you buy another pole for $10.
Ed's saying in Virginia it's 21 and older here. There.
Yeah, so every state is different on everything.
Yeah, it's all. Some are 16, some are 17, some are 18. Yeah. Some to some degree also some are 19. And in this case, like for Virginia, some are 21 plus.
I don't get it. I don't know. This is Wisconsin
30 trout without trout.
Yeah. Okay. I get that. Okay. See here, you can catch nothing but. And now I saw something come across the news that there's an issue with trout and they're limiting trout. Trout are stupid little fish where they swallow the hook and they're weak little fish. You go to take that hook out. I don't care if it's stuck. I don't care if it's not. They're dying. They're going to die. So what are you going to do? I mean, cut them up and use them for bait. Okay. There's no catfish here. This doesn't happen here. So using them for bait's not going to do a bit of good. Limiting trout is not a good idea. Hi, Rose. Hi.
Soon I'll need a real ID also. I don't know what you mean.
Here. And you do here, you do in Oklahoma. You have to have it. Well, okay. You have to have it to get on planes, I believe. Now they started this year. If you're going to change your ID, it has to be that.
Yeah, the real ID. They're making it to where you have to have that if you're going to go fly, and also if you are going to go into like a courthouse or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do understand that. If you're traveling by water, I believe you don't have to, but they're changing that as well. And I get it. I understand.
Well, if you're traveling by water, chances are you are going to another country, and that's where the passport comes in.
Yep.
And here, for the passport, you do have to have the real ID.
Now, I'm going through this thing, and I have noticed that quite a few people have shared the "We Are the World" music video. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so damn proud of that video.
I loved everybody that was there. And I'm not mentioning names or asking names, but is there one person in that video that is no longer with us?
No longer with us?
No longer living?
I don't know.
I was thinking there was one, but I can't look it up and find out for sure.
Let's see. I've got, at least I had a list
Oh, Joe was one of those who shared it. Bob Dylan, maybe.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Bob Dylan was on our show, really?
Maybe not the Bob Dylan.
Where the hell was I?
No, Sean, she's talking about anybody who participated in the video that's not here.
I
Let's
don't
see.
think Bob
I got
Dylan.
the list up here now.
I was gonna say I don't think Bob Dylan is dead, is he?
No, he's not.
Well, we don't know. He hadn't been heard from in a while.
Oh, it says he's still alive.
Everybody from this video is still alive.
Okay.
Oh, matter of fact, tomorrow's his birthday. He's gonna be 84.
I'm glad to hear they're still alive. There was one I was thinking was not.
Now, there's a couple people on here that I no longer have any association with.
Right,
Yep.
right. But there was one person. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, no, everybody's still alive. I think everybody who's ever participated in any of my videos is still around
Okay.
Okay.
that I know of. Holy cow, folks! We are coming up to 10 o'clock, so
Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna go this long because I thought we were gonna end once when Adrian
I
got
just
her
got
dinner.
it.
I know she just got it like 5 minutes ago.
Mhm.
Zach, it took you that long to cook it?
Perfection does not come quickly.
I guess not.
Brad, 8 more hours.
We ain't even gonna go there.
No, we're not going to.
So
All right, Brad, come on. Let's do a show. We'll do a
8
marathon.
more hours? You're gonna do it for 8 more hours?
Not right now.
hey,
But
if you
let's
two
do a
want to do
marathon.
a show, you go ahead and do it.
I'm not going to. I gotta work tomorrow.
What we're talking about tonight.
Birdie! Adrian, if you didn't know, that's a new line that Joe. Ever since we played golf, there's a special win that you make in that game, and you get a birdie basically. So every time Joe's got it, it's become like a notorious line where he'll yell "Birdie!"
They need to have some graphics on there that says double bogey, and where the hell is that ball going?
You know what? Zach plays a game like that, and it has little different celebration things, and it's ridiculous. But yeah, I understand that game.
Well, birdie, every time, Brad, it's called Golf It. It's on Steam. Oh, that's right. He has a Steam account. Yeah.
So stay tuned, everybody. Myth or Mystery is coming on. Should be on now, I think. Fun little game show. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite shows to watch. And plus, you see all the banter between the three of them. They're just so much fun. Next week, we don't have a guest yet.
What happened to the Wicked sisters, speaking of which?
One of us doing dental work, remember?
Well, no, she already got her dental work, and when I saw her on Saturday, she was actually really good.
She's about to do it again.
Oh, okay. Now that she didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, she told me she's going to have at least another procedure done.
Okay. Well, it's too bad. Yeah.
And I told her just message me when they're ready, and we'll just go from there. Tomorrow I'm going to have Kat Hobson on 13th Dimension, so
Awesome.
that'll be a good show.
Mhm.
But until next week, and we'll figure out what we're going to do, whether if it's going to be another open discussion or if we're going to get a guest with us next week. We don't know yet.
It's too bad you can't let us play Golf It on Supernatural Talk. That would be a fun episode.
That's not supernatural anything. You have a show for that shit.
Hey, I'm surprised Golf It hasn't become your another favorite game show of yours, Jeremy.
I just simply tune in to see if you're going to lose your voice. That's it. So yeah, and until next week, we're going to figure out figure out what's going on, and see if Eileen will be able to pull away from her work so that she can be a guest on this show again.
I actually have something I'd like to share to you guys when Eileen comes back. I'm going to wait till Eileen comes back, but I think you guys are going to find it funny. So not tonight, but when she comes back, because I want all you guys there for it.
Oh shit.
It may be a while, so
Well, if she does make a quick appearance, then I'll make it happen then. We'll
I'm
see.
hoping she'll be able to get back on the show regularly before I take my hiatus for the nose.
Oh, okay. Wait,
But
wait,
we'll see. So anyway, folks, we need to get off here. Adrian's got her dinner now, so it's time to say bye-bye.
And I got to eat dinner too.
So for everybody out there, thank you for playing along, and we will see you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.